Hi everyone, my name is Boyan Hu, and this is my urban ecology project of Raven. Um, so my hypothesis is there will be less Raven live in the place that has high population density and influenced by urban heat island. So let me introduce what is a raven. Raven is a bird that covered with the black fur. And ravens' habit is they will eat insects, lizards, frog, and garbage that left from humans or other young birds. So they have variety food choice, which they will eat everything what they can find. Ravens' living environment. They would build a nest on the tree, and they are monogamous, which means they only find their couple for once of their whole time. So one male raven and one female raven. They will choose couple by the wisdom and their ability to hunt for more foods. Most of them are living in the place where less people and more trees. In that case, they will find more raven in the same place, so they would able to uh, go back to their groups. However, in the future, there might be more raven are getting used to living in the city. And the urban, the two factor I'm going to influence that I'm going to introduce today is urban heat island. The urban heat island is the temperature that raised by the industrialization in the city, which means the city's temperature should not be that high, and it's the uh, gas or other reason that caused the temperature in city raised up. The population density is another factor that I'm going to introduce. Um, the population density means how many people are living in the same area. The method I'm used is ArcGIS. I basically get the data from the iNaturalist and input them into the ArcGIS. So in that case, it is more easily for me to compare. So this map is a map that has urban heat island effect and the ravens observations from naturalist. We can see the the color means how would the place infected by the urban heat island, and usually the red color means there would be more infection, and the yellow color means there will be less effect. Uh, the 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 blue color is by the beach, and it might be influenced by the peoples, but the beach has the ocean to bring the temperature down. And those places in the middle where there's no color means those places temperature remains the same. They did not affect by the urban heat island effect. So in the middle we can see most of the raven stays in um, the area that it has no color or the area that has only yellow color. That means they can most of the observers observers in the place is not influenced by the urban heat island effect. And the second um, second map is the raven's observation compared as the population density. We can see in this map there usually are more red means there are more people in this place, and if there are more yellow or means there are less people in the place. And we can see most of the raven are staying in this area. and there are not so many people. However, there are still some amount of the raven are forced to living in the city. But as the observer says, most of the raven living in the place there are away from people's city and is not influenced by the people's density because there are not so many people in those areas that raven lives. And the results, I think my hypothesis has been proved. So would be less, there are more raven living in the environment with more plants and less people. I also have the reference to support my idea. The, it's, in this article, it says raven like to living in the place where are more forests are in the forest because the the trees and the plants will provide a good living environment for them and also variety of the food for them to hunt. However, a trend that I found out is there are more raven are getting used to live in the city. Um, there are also a lot of birds starts living in the city also. Um, that's probably because people chop the tree and ruin a lot of environment uh, for the birds' homeland. So they have to force themselves to living in the people's city. Of the discussion and conclusion part, I would say my hypothesis it would be supported by the maps and graph and also the reference. However, there are still some bias in this experiment. So the bias will be the observers, and more because more observers are likely to observe to see the raven in the natural park or in the place there are less people because it will increase the chance for them to see the wild animals. And the second one, uh, and last, the purpose of this experiment would be the how let us say how us would influence the birds' living environment and their habits. However, as the conclusion, I'm not really too. I think yes, we should make a good living condition for the birds and all of other wild animals on Earth, in a degree that don't influence us. So because I don't want to, it's more of a economic against the environment. I feel like there are more people starving right now, and protect birds is important, but maybe it's more important for them to to have a food or have a house to live. And if we don't chop tree, we don't have enough resources to build those things. However, that's the end of my speech, and those are the reference I used to in this experience in this lab, and that's my project. Thanks, guys.